I just turned 40, but I look better now at 40 than I looked at 30. That is possible because of the anti-aging tips that I'm going to share with you in this video.
Because if you don't want to look old and haggard in your 40s,
you're going to start now. Don't take anti-aging tips from early 20-year-olds. It's great that they have all amazing skin. Of course they do. They have literally 0 wrinkles. Take it from us girlies in our late 30s and our early 40s. That is the anti-aging advice you need to follow. Let's be real, aging is a privilege, but you don't have to look old and haggard. That's optional. I want to look the best that I can for my age. There's a lot you can do when it comes to anti-aging. You can even still do things now in your late 30s or even early 40s. It's not too late, but you gotta start now. In your 30s, you're gonna lay the foundation for your 40s, for your 50s. This is me in my early 30s. Look at my eyes. Look at my eye bags. Where are they? Where are you, eye bags? You're gone. Number 1, mindset is your multivitamin. If you constantly put yourself down, if you constantly think you're not good enough, if you constantly talk to yourself like you are absolute garbage and you don't show yourself self-love, you're gonna age quicker. This is gonna cause a lot of wrinkles in your face because it creates stress in your body. Negative self-talk is stressful for your body. You need to start to cultivate inner peace, purpose, and emotional regulation. If you're currently doing something that you're unhappy with that is stressing you out, you need to change it. You need to change your circumstance. If you're in a relationship that is draining you, you need to leave that person. It's better to be single, be a strong, independent woman, than being with someone who's If you're really unhappy with your job, find another job. Try to do something outside of your job that is fulfilling for you. Stress will age you. I know all my friends who have kids, they age so much faster than my friends without kids. So you need to have stress coping mechanisms. You need to find time for yourself. You need to find time for self-care. You need to find time for self-love. That is so important. That is rejuvenating. Your glow starts literally mentally, and then it shows physically. Number 2 is hydration. You need to drink your water or your herbal teas. Here, I'm recording my video and I have my little water. My tip always is to have a straw with your water. And what I've also noticed is that when I put ice in my water, I drink so much more. I don't like lukewarm water. You really need to drink at least 2 liters of water. When it's hot outside, obviously you need to drink even more than that. Being thirsty is already the first sign that you're actually dehydrated. First thing in the morning when you wake up, have a glass of water. Add some lemon to your water, add some cucumber to your water, add some mint to your water. Switch it up with sparkling water. Just make sure it's low calorie, it's low sugar. Don't just drink diet sodas. That's also not so good to drink so much of that because of all the sweeteners in there. And don't drink a lot of pure fruit juices because there's so much sugar in there, okay? That will spike your blood sugar, that will make you hungry, that will make you peckish, that might make you break out. Reduce the sugary drinks and really just focus on water and herbal teas. Green tea, nettle tea, these are great. Next thing, eat for collagen, not just calories. It's really important that you eat for your gut health. See this as a center of your youth, how you feed your gut. This will help to reduce inflammation. Inflammation shows in your body. Inflammation shows in wrinkles. Inflammation shows in puffy eyes. Inflammation shows in pimples. Inflammation shows in dry skin. And it's fine to have certain things in moderation, but if you're just always eating the diet foods, the diet soda, all that stuff that is full of sweeteners, or you eat a lot of ultra-processed food, a lot of junk foods, your body needs nutrient-dense foods. 80-20 diet, 80% whole foods, and then 20% whatever you want. Foods for fuel, foods for anti-aging, and then foods for fun, just for your soul. Make sure that you supplement things like omega-3 because you're not going to eat a lot of fatty fish. And omega-3 is so important to reduce inflammation. So I use omega-3 from algae. That is vegan omega-3. Want to eat berries? I eat berries every day. Berries are low sugar, really high in vitamins, really high in polyphenols. These are plant compounds that your gut bacteria love. They thrive on polyphenols. Eat a lot of greens, but like the dark leafy greens. Eat sweet potatoes, even white potatoes. Eat good protein. Reduce the inflammatory foods, the ultra-processed cheeses, the ultra-processed packaged foods. I love a good protein bar, but they are just full of garbage. And I know this because I break out immediately when I eat a protein bar. And when you eat a lot of sugar and the metabolism of sugar creates wrinkles. Obviously not immediately, but that's what happens in a high sugar diet. That happens through a process called glycation. The sugar molecules, they bind to the proteins like collagen skin like elastin in the skin. And then they form harmful molecules called advanced glycation end product, AGEs. And these AGEs, this goes a little bit into biology, but these AGEs, they actually damage the collagen. That means your skin gets a little bit more like the more sugar you eat. You see this in people that have a horrible diet, that don't eat any veggies, any whole food. They are wrinkly. They are not even wrinkly, like the whole skin is just so like loose. That's why you want to eat for gut health and you want to eat for skin health. That means a lot of whole food. Don't get into orthorexia. You don't need to be worried about sugar or sometimes have a protein bar. Sometimes. This should not be like a main staple of your diet. Sleep is literally your free Botox. Guys, I have not been able to sleep well for the last 2 days. When I wake up in the morning, I have huge dark circles under my eyes. I normally don't have those. Did not look great because I was so tired. And imagine when you have a lack of sleep constantly over a period of time, this compounds, it's just gonna make you age quicker. Sleep is so important for your body because that is your rejuvenating process. This is when skin renewal happens. This is what reduces inflammation. Sleep is literally your beauty routine. I don't know if you've heard of Brian Johnson, but he's this guy who is like super into anti-aging, the billionaire that wants to live to 150 or something. He does all these super expensive procedures that no normal person can do. But he was asked, like, what can a normal person do? Like, what is the number one thing he would recommend?
Of all the experiments that you've done on yourself, what do you believe has been the most impactful or gave you the greatest movement or, greatest impact?
Sleep.
I knew he was going to say that.
Yeah, there's nothing more powerful to a Homo sapien
than sleep.
Think about how you look like when you don't sleep for a week. You look like an absolute zombie. Pillar number 5, wear SPF like it is your freaking job. You get paid for it to do it. Sun damage, guys, is the number one reason for visible aging. When I was in South Africa recently, I don't know what's going on there, but the sun is extreme. I actually got a freaking melasma up here. It's almost gone now, but it was quite prominent when I came back from South Africa. I was like, wow, this only happens in like 3 weeks. And I use SPF every day and I still got it. Imagine the people that don't actually use SPF there. I saw people there, they were so wrinkly and they weren't even that old because they did not use proper SPF. Think about all the people in the 80s that went to the sunbeds, that did the tanning, that was super in the 80s, and now they look like little raisins. It's down to the sun damage. Think about the age spot. Like my gran had so many age spots because she had her best times in the 70s where everybody was just laying out in the sun without any suntan lotion on. So you want to wear your daily freaking SPF. Wear it even at home and like you have the window. I wear it all the time. I wear it all year around. And I started doing it in my early to mid 30s. I wish I would have started way earlier. I think my skin would even be much, much better. But I think I started early enough to still make a difference now. And also make sure that you add SPF to your hands and to your neck. I only started this year. And I don't want to have hands in my mid 40s where it looks like I'm in my 60s, but my face looks young. So make sure that you put SPF on all the visible parts of your skin. Pillar number 6, and guys, this probably made one of the most important differences for me, that is skincare. I never really had a real skincare routine. I washed my face with Dove soap and that was pretty much it. In your 20s, your skin is good anyway, but in your 30s, this does not fly anymore. You need to prevent your aging. Yes, you can also do procedures like Botox, wrinkles here, the wrinkles here. That is something that you can do with Botox. Skin rejuvenating procedures like microneedling. I've only started last year and that is fantastic. So if you can invest in something like that, it's not super cheap, do it. But I don't really want to talk about these like sort of more expensive procedures in this video. I really want to talk about skincare. One of the things that I love are peptide serums. There are a few expensive ones, but I've tried them and for me they really, really work. So currently I love the PTOX from SkinCeuticals. That is a great one. I also love the Allies of Skin Growth Factor Serum. That is amazing. Growth Factor is fantastic, but they are expensive. They are over 100 euros. There are other companies that also do really good serums. So just do a little bit of research on TikTok or on Instagram. I'm gonna do a whole vlog about my skincare routine soon, so make sure to subscribe to not miss that. You want to have an evening skincare routine and you want to have a morning skincare routine. An evening skincare routine, there are a few steps that are important. Cleansing is number 1. It doesn't matter if you don't wear makeup, you're still gonna cleanse your face because you're gonna wear SPF and that needs to be washed off. Yeah, you want to have a clean freaking face. I don't have acne prone skin and I also don't have oily skin. My skin is more towards dry skin. What I do is double cleansing with an oil cleanser and a foam cleanser. And then I use a toner to get the rest off. What I then use is my LED mask. I use it after I cleanse. You don't need an LED mask. This is an expensive investment. Costs about 300 to 400 euros. For me, it's worth it. What you do next is you're gonna use toners. What I currently do is I do skin flooding. Skin flooding is you layer all your toners from thin to thick. You don't need to do that. If you don't have more than one toner, just use one toner. But you want to hydrate your skin. This is what toners do. They help to hydrate your skin. After toners, you do your peptides or your serums. Also, again, if you want to layer them from thin to thick. I always start with my PTOX. I tap it in. If you want to have a proper skincare video, let me know. I'm happy to create that for you. After your serums, what you're going to use is your retinol. For a beginner, I can recommend the Neutrogena one. Definitely use an eye cream. I use an eye cream with retinol. So that is specifically for the eye area. And normal retinol serum is too aggressive for the eye area. Use an eye cream on top of that so it's moisturized, and then use a moisturizer at the end. It can be a lightweight moisturizer. I, for example, like to use barrier lotion that helps to help my skin barrier. Sounds like a lot of products, but it's literally just cleansing. Toner, you don't even need to use a toner. Serum, you don't need to layer your serums. Just get one serum, retinol, and then eye cream, and then a moisturizer. Exfoliate a couple times a week. Don't use exfoliation the same night you use your retinol, or exfoliate in the morning. That's also possible. Then you have a morning skincare routine. That is really simple. You don't need to cleanse in the morning. Hydrate with toners. If you don't have toners, don't worry about it. Start with a vitamin C. What I can recommend is the Geek and Gorgeous one. That's super affordable. That's like 15 euros. It's a really good one. Vitamin C is important because it will help brighten your skin. It will get rid of the age spots. And then after the vitamin C, you don't really need to use anything else unless you maybe want to use another serum, something moisturizing. And then you use a light moisturizer and then an SPF. Skincare done. Pillar number 7 is strength training and general movement. You have to build muscle. I don't care if you don't want to do it. You are going to use weight. I just had a talk with one of my best friends who's also turning 40 this year, and she's not doing any strength training, and I got so mad at her. I was like,
What are you doing?
because now in the moment you don't think it's important, but I just remember my grandma who could not get out of her freaking chair anymore in her 80s because she had zero muscle. That's not gonna be you. Muscle burns more calories, so if you want to be skinny snatch, build that muscle, girl. It burns more calories and you're gonna look better. You're gonna look toned. You're not gonna be skinny fat. You're gonna eat more protein. Protein helps also with skin elasticity. It supports your posture if you build muscle. Yeah, you don't want to look like this. You know, these people, no, you're gonna have good posture. That's why you need to build your strength. You need to build your shoulder muscle. You need to build your back muscle. And it will help to support your metabolism. So you can eat more, but you weigh less. And then you want to do your hot girl walk. I don't need to tell you this. Get a walking pad. This is an investment that I would recommend everybody do. I have linked my walking pad down below. It's the absolute freaking best. I love my walking pad. I use it every day. I watch a TV show in the evening every day, walk for an hour, and you're done. You don't need to go to the gym and lift weights. I hate that. I find this extremely boring. Do a body pump class. Go to Pilates classes where they use weight. I do a boot camp twice a week, which is called Strength Circle, and you go to different stations and you do different strength exercises. This is how you're gonna look absolutely banging in your 40s and your 50s and beyond. Let me know in the comments which tips you're already doing, what you're already focusing on when it comes to anti-aging. Anti-aging is investment into yourself, is investment into your future self, into feeling your best and into looking your best. And if you're in your 20s or in your 30s or in your 40s and you're serious about your glow up era, I'm your big sister on this journey, so make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss any content relating to glow ups and becoming the best version of yourself. And make sure to watch that video next because I think you're really gonna like it. It's about nutrition and what to eat. Mwah!